All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the New York Giants. I haven't seen too much about them and their great offseason in the media thus far. They were pretty slept on last year, and they're pretty slept on right now, but I have a feeling the NFL is in for a rude awakening because the foundation was set last year, and this year they're only going to continue to build on it. They've had seriously such a good free agency. They've re-signed who they needed to re-sign. I love the long-term outlook of this New York Giants team being led by a beast of a coach in Brian Dable, a great defensive mind in Wink Martindale. I love this team. I think they're super fun. Now, they made big moves, they made some small moves, they made some middle moves. We're going to talk about pretty much all of it in today's video. But before we do, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Giants fans, if you guys want more Giants videos, I would be happy to make more. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button if you haven't already. If we could try and get 100 likes on today's video, that would be absolutely awesome. So the big move thus far, we're only in week 3 of free agency. The draft is about a month away, so things can be subject to change. Regardless, though, middle linebacker from the Indianapolis Colts, Bobby Okereke, was, to me, an A-plus signing. An A-plus signing. This guy's a tackle monster. In fact, he's just a beast in general. He's had 2 great years with the Indianapolis Colts, and I think with Link and with this Giants defense and this culture, I think this is where he truly establishes himself as a star in this league, at least. I know it sounds a little crazy, but that's how good he is. And now the Giants, they have a great force at that middle linebacker position to lead your team and to lead your defense. Last season alone, Bobby had 151 tackles, had over 200 combined tackles in the last 2 years. He had 2 forced fumbles this past season. He is seriously as good as they come at the linebacker position. I guarantee you this guy's going to be a Pro Bowler. Probably should have been a Pro Bowler this past year. He'll have a Pro Bowl appearance sooner rather than later in New York. So the linebacker position was big. All right, well, they also lost Julian Love. They got his replacement in Bobby McCain. I love Julian Love. It was a tough loss, but Bobby McCain is super solid. This team has a good defense. They have a young, hungry defense, and I like the veteran presence with Bobby McCain. 2 years ago, he had 4 interceptions. The Giants were okay in the pass. They weren't too great in the rushing attack. We'll talk about that in a second. But passing defense, they were okay, but they need to get more turnovers. They need to get more interceptions. They need to get more fumbles. They just need more turnovers, specifically with that secondary. So Bobby McCain, I like it. Great veteran free agent safety addition to replace Julian Love. Now, they also signed Raheem Nunez-Roches. In defensive line, this is a great move. This is at least like a B-plus move, and that is just as serious as they come. I'm a Packers fan. I wouldn't, just hype it up. I wouldn't just boost him up for no reason. He's coming from Tampa Bay. They call him Nacho. He is also a great culture piece. If you're kind of noticing this reoccurring theme, everybody wants to play for New York, and they had a great culture last season. I'm serious. This team is building something very special. I don't know if it's because Philadelphia got all the praise last year for, getting to the Super Bowl, having a good regular season. I don't know if it's Dallas because it's quote unquote America's team or whatever. I don't know what it is that is causing this overshadowing of the New York Giants. The NFC is wide open. It is seriously wide open. Now, I know the Giants postseason didn't end the way Giants fans wanted it to, but they got a huge win against the Minnesota Vikings, and it just shows me this team is hungry and they're ready to go, and they're ready to go right now. So Raheem, Bobby, actually both Bobbies, the 2 Bobbies, and Raheem were great signings. They also picked up defensively, I'm going to struggle with this, Amani Oruwariye. All right, we're going to call him Amani. Now, he is a cornerback from the Detroit Lions. He was benched in 2022 from Detroit, which is weird because he was expected to be signed long-term, like a big money contract. Detroit's future cornerback one after a 6-interception campaign in 2021. Unfortunately, that's just not how it panned out. So it's a low-risk, high-reward move to me. Hopefully Wink can get him revitalized. It's a fresh start. I'm actually feeling very hopeful for it. This guy's a legit ball hawk. Like, he is a great ball hawk. There were so many. I was watching, he played college football at Penn State. I was watching some Penn State highlights, and it's funny because I tried so hard to learn this guy's name. Like, it's just hard. Amani Oruwariye. And it's funny because all the announcers he would get an interception and they would be like, "Oh, Penn State, the interception." Tough last name to say, but Giants fans soon will definitely know his name because I think he is a starter in this league, and I think he's going to have a great opportunity and a fresh start playing for this New York Giants team. Now, offensively, they made a couple of moves. And real quick, Odell Beckham Jr. allegedly could still be in play, which I absolutely love. So you re-sign Daniel Jones long-term. You also re-sign Darius Slayton. You re-sign Sterling Shepard. I love it. All right, I know Darius and Sterling have had either injury concerns or some drop issues or whatever it is. I seriously think if this team can just stay healthy, if those two cats can just stay healthy, and you pair them up with Darren Waller, you pair him up with Paris Campbell. I've seen Paris Campbell is as electric as they come. That was a wide receiver signing from the Indianapolis Colts last season. 63 catches, 623 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And keep in mind, Indianapolis last year was a train wreck, all right? They also picked up veteran Jamison Crowder. So this team they're getting versatile. They're getting creative. They're getting playmakers. Jamison Crowder, 1-year deal. He's versatile. He's a playmaker. He can play on the slot. He can play wherever. A couple of years, he didn't have a great year last year. Didn't really get an opportunity last year. But his last great season, 2019, with the New York Jets, where he had 78 catches, 833 yards, and 6 touchdowns. So I love they're low-risk, high-reward moves, getting Paris Campbell and Jamison Crowder. No Colt fan is happy about the loss of Paris Campbell. I do want to make that very clear. Darren Waller, another great view of a low-risk, high-reward player. If Darren Waller is healthy, he kind of is almost your wide receiver one. So you pair him with Darius Slayton, you pair him with Sterling Shepard, you pair him with Saquon Barkley. If Darren Waller is healthy, he is one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. So I love it. I thought it was a great move. Now, in my next Giants video, we'll probably talk a little bit more about the draft. I have some needs that they could look into. Continue to build up that interior offensive line. Continue to look at that linebacker position. Continue to look at the cornerback position. They could draft a receiver. Most mock drafts I see are either like a center, a linebacker, a cornerback. I have seen some safeties, but if it's none of those positions, it's a wide receiver. If there's a guy like Jackson Smith-Njigba or Jordan Addison available when the Giants are picking, I would anticipate them to take a risk on that because I think those are like really great playmakers, and I think they would be perfect for the Giants. However, I would guess cornerback, linebacker, or offensive line. So that's it for today. There was just a lot to tackle. We covered most of what I wanted to cover, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button. I haven't made a Giants video since the playoffs, so I feel a little bit rusty, so hopefully you guys enjoyed, and let's try and get 100 likes on today's video. But more importantly, let me know what you're thinking about this Giants team and their offseason down below. Give it a grade if you want to. I'm going to go ahead, it's at least a B+. I would say an A-, but let me know what you guys are thinking.